Hello and welcome back to the USA Dynasty here in Season 4. We won our first two games of the season, one of them being against Ole Miss, and what was a pretty dominant win, honestly, in a game I did not expect to be even necessarily a win, but especially a win as well as it was. Well, today we take on the Tulane Green Wave. Of course, we played them in the American Championship last year. Tulane coming in number 21 in the nation, 1-0 on the season. A rematch here in which I'm sure they want to go ahead and win. Of course, quarterback Jack Moran, and then running back Greg Burrell, the big star of this team as we know. They'll start off in 1st and 10 with a carry for Greg Burrell, bouncing off one tackler, but still going to basically pick up nothing. Morgan Ellington with the tackle. South Alabama comes in at number 10 in the nation and looking to win this game and cement their spot as a playoff contender early in the season, especially now being in the Big 12. Should be a lot easier to secure that bid. And this run on 3rd and 1 by Greg Burrell, now down to the 34. The big thing with South Alabama being in the Big 12 is we no longer need to win our conference to make it into the playoffs. We just have to be inside the top, I believe, 11, one of the at-large teams. And this throw now across the middle of the field will take it down to the 10-yard line. That's Sidney Virgin, their wide receiver. And Tulane threatening to score early in this drive. Now throwing this one short of the end zone. Virgin again down to the 1. Moran leading a very efficient drive so far. And now he's going to sneak it in from the 1-yard line. Tulane strikes first at home. And the New Orleans crowd really happy about this one. When did Tulane stop playing in the Superdome? I guess I hadn't thought of that, but looks like we're not in the Superdome anymore. I just realized. That, yeah, I'll have to look that one up. 2nd down and 7 now for this Jaguars offense. This throw over the middle to Dalton Weil, and that's going to be an 8-yard gain to 1st down to the 35-yard line. Now split back set. O'Neal screen pass out to Jalen Brown, who gets the start today. You'll see different players start. That's definitely not a demotion of AJ Schneider. We just have so much talent at wide receiver. Not necessarily top-end talent, but all very clustered talent. I want to see who can really separate themselves at the start of this year. Schneider's looked great so far, but wanted to give Jalen Brown a chance. 3rd and inches now. Slow walk handoff. Warren the 3rd, and he's short of the 1st down. 4th and 2, and we're staying on the field. An offside snap, but no flag thrown. I don't know if Danny O'Neal sees that. He throws it down the field, and Schneider comes up with it in triple coverage. I don't even know how he gets that grab. Wasn't a flag call. Should have been. I think O'Neal thought it was, so he aired it out deep. And then a handoff. 2nd and goal from the 5. Warren down to the 3. Makes it 3rd and goal at the 3-yard line. O'Neal drop back. And he's going to air this one out. Almost intercepted. And then almost caught by Dalton Weil. 4th and goal. We're going for it. Slant pass to the end zone. Caught. Touchdown. A.J. Schneider. And he didn't start this game, but Schneider with huge catches down the stretch of that drive to set us up with 7. Back on offense again. Throwing this one. Greg Burrell jukes inside. Colt Ponga can't make the tackle. And Burrell's past the 50-yard line now. Tulane's offense looking really special to start this game. We knew this wouldn't be an easy one. Now throwing this one down the field, and Red Morgan breaks it up. Great coverage, and Morgan, one of the players we brought in from Alabama. Now throwing this over the middle, and that's going to be 5 yards short of a 1st down. 3rd and 5 now. Play action, and rolling out. Moran finds his target. That's undersized tight end. Remember him, Jason Arredondo. I forgot how small he was. Now throwing this one to him again. Maybe the smallest tight end in Division I, to be honest. 3rd and 3 now. And a lot of time for Moran. Throws this over the middle to Greg Burrell. That was McGlynn's responsibility, and he did not make the play. Now the handoff, Burrell up the middle. And this Tulane offense is moving like we haven't seen any other team move this year. Remember, there's only been, I believe, 1 score and a field goal scored on this starting defense. And that's coming with turnovers as well. 1st and goal from the 5 now. Drop back. Moran throwing this one out. Burrell taken down at the 6. That was Darren Lamb. Now 3rd and goal from the 3. Moran will be sacked by Zena Omeozolu. And the Jaguars will force a field goal here. So 10 points scored on the starting defense in this game. This throw to A.J. Schneider, and he hangs on again. Right now, he is looking like wide receiver 1. 3rd and 1 now, throwing this flat out, and that's caught. Jalen Brown checks back into the game. So our two third string wide receivers and fourth string wide receivers are really dominating so far. 7-yard run, Cornelius Warren. Now last play of the first quarter, 3rd and 6, run up the middle. Warren gets it down to the 47 across midfield. And now we're in Tulane territory. 1st and 10 at the 47, and that's going to be about a 7-yard run on the jet touch pass. Now 2nd and 3 at the 41. And slow walk for Cornelius Warren up the middle. We know this play has been our base of our offense. Lots of these slow walks. We run the glance off of it. We run bubbles. Now throwing this one out on the screen pass to Chad Burns. That's down to the 22, 4th and 5. And Davis Little's kick is no good. He never hooked it inside the uprights. So Tulane, through a quarter and 2 minutes now, has a 3-point lead and the ball. This is pretty substantial. And this is a catch going nowhere. Now 3rd and 7, Moran in the gun. It's a screen pass out to Burrell, and it's well covered. Freshman Morgan Ellington making the play. So a quick 3 and out, and now Alexander Newsom checks into the game. It's a handoff Cornelius Warren. We'll see Newsom come in mostly for package situations. Definitely more of a run emphasis when he's out on the field. And he stays in on 3rd and 8 at the 39. Stepping up in the pocket, taking off outside of it, and he's still on his feet down to the 23-yard line. Newsom is the most dynamic quarterback we have on the team. And now he's throwing this one out into the flats. It's broken up. That was a well-covered play. 2nd and 10, Danny O'Neal checks back in. It's a handoff, Miles Ahinicho down inside the 5 to the 4-yard line. It's going to be 1st and goal. Ahinicho, more of our receiving threat. 1st and goal from the 4 RPO to the end zone. AJ Schneider make it 2 touchdowns on the game. He has taken over. Deep, short, it does not matter. Schneider's catching everything. 1st and 10 now, handoff, and that's going nowhere. Greg Burrell on the sidelines. Kevin Otis makes that play. 2nd and 14, Moran throwing this one out into the flats. Little curl will get down to the 5 for Sidney Virgin. 3rd and 5 now, Moran. Handoff up the middle and short of a 1st down. So Tulane, another 3 and out. Now jumbo set for O'Neal and the offense. Throwing this out into the flats. Amani Alaka, rather, for an 11-yard gain to the 47. Pretty efficient day so far for Danny O'Neal. Now handoff up the middle, Alaka down to the 40. That's a 7-yard run. 2nd down and 3. Play fake, roll out, and throwing this one down to Ricky Childers. I think O'Neal could have just run that. So it's 1st and 10 now at the 30, 2nd and 6. And it's a handoff. Warren again, that slow walk. Warren's got space. He jukes inside and he'll score. Cornelius Warren III with another touchdown on this young season where he has looked excellent so far. I'm hard pressed to say he is a better player than Duke Watson, Gideon Davidson, or even Kintrell Bullock, but what I'm seeing on the field is telling me maybe he is. Now a 1-yard loss. Willie Goodwin with the play. 3rd and 10, Jack Moran throwing this one and caught for a 1st down. Nice throw. It's going to be 1st and 10 at the 25 now. Moran over the middle. That is caught. Sidney Virgin again, his #1 target on the day so far. 2nd and 3, and they're going no huddle. Throwing this one up the seam. It's caught. Khalid Queen down to the 41. We were running cover 3, and they executed that seam pass perfectly. 1st and 10 now, throwing this underneath on the drag route, and that is caught down to the 33, an 8-yard gain. 2nd and 2, empty set. Throwing this one over the middle and missing everybody with the throw. Moran's first real big mistake of the game, I'd say. 3rd and 2. Moran at the feet of Cole Punga. I'm not even sure who was supposed to catch that one. And on 4th and 2, the kick is blocked. It's blocked. Jameel Mangold, the freshman, with his first collegiate block kick. And the Jaguars take over with 40 seconds remaining. Handoff Warren, and it's only going to be about a 2-yard gain. So 3rd and 6. Got to get a 1st down here, but then you don't want to leave too much time. Throwing over the middle, finding Chad Burns. He's got a 1st down, and he'll be down to the 37. Jaguars go no huddle. Obviously, 18 seconds left. Throwing this one over the middle again. Alexander Newsom, the quarterback, checking in at wide receiver. And I don't even think he's supposed to be able to do that. That's definitely a bug in the game's software. Now throwing this one out, Chad Burns down to the 5, and it's going to be 1st and goal and we send out Davis Little. And it's a fake, a flip to Davis Little, and he just doesn't have the speed. Oh, I think that one might have worked if we were on the other hash, and maybe he was a little faster. So we try some trickeration at the end of the half, and we, instead of going in 24-10, go in 21-10. As Cornelius Warren, your player spotlight, of course, 98 yards, 8.2 a carry, with a touchdown on 12 runs. I do want to note AJ Schneider was probably our half MVP, however. Starting out this half with a quick alert out that is caught Dalton Weil, who has been definitely better than I was expecting to start this season. Now handoff up the middle, Cornelius Warren. Warren with the space. Warren's got the speed, and Warren is gone. 10-5 touchdown. Cornelius Warren the third. And we might be having some Heisman talks once again as this is intercepted. Red Morgan. Perfect zone, and he's going to get this down to the 3-yard line. He just read the quarterback's eyes. That's what I love about zone coverage. You get to have playmakers make plays on the ball. Now Miles Ahinicho, flip pass, Warren. How about a receiving score? Technically, that will go down as a touchdown pass for Miles Ahinicho. And Cornelius Warren gets another score on the game. Suddenly this game is 35-10, and I don't think anybody expected this. Rush up the middle, Kevin Otis. Rush outside, Markel Vincent. They both get a half sack and a 12-yard loss. 3rd and 20. Quick screen pass, and that's going nowhere. So a 3 and out off a huge sack, and we'll get the ball back in midfield. Play fake. Throwing this one out. Caught Marcus Helm. You can see he doesn't have that breakaway speed as a tight end to really make the defense pay, but still a good pass catcher. Up the middle now, Cornelius Warren with an 11-yard run. He's up to a $177 now for the game. 1st and 10, drop back, Danny O'Neal. Nothing open. He's going to throw this one, and that is broken up for Ricky Childers, the fullback. 2nd and 10 now. Keeper O'Neal. O'Neal running this one and doesn't get the block from Chad Burns. That was a touchdown if Burns holds that block. 1st and goal to 6 now. Handoff Warren, and it's a score as he leaps over the defender. Absolutely jumps over him, and Cornelius Warren has scored yet again. I've lost count of how many it is. I think that's his 4th score. Handoff here on 1st and 10. Warren with the burst of speed. How about 5 as he scores once again? Cornelius Warren, he's hitting the Heisman. We're in game 3, young man. You can't possibly be hitting the Heisman in game 3, but he's doing it. No fear for Cornelius Warren. 2nd and 2 now on offense. Screen pass outside, and that's caught. Sydney Virgin to the 36-yard line. 1st and 10, handoff, and sacked. And that's going to be a 7-yard loss. The Tulane offense just can't get anything going here, and it is now 3rd and 17. Moran sacked again. This time it's Andy McGlynn coming up with a Mike Blitz on that load front we do. And now it's going to be 1st and 10 for the offense as Alexander Newsom is checked in. Look at the spin move. Newsom, look at the speed. 30, 25, and just doesn't quite have the speed to break away from the safety. But that is a huge 40-yard run. Now 1st and 10 at the 16. And it's a flat out to Jay Beasley. Down to the 6-yard line. That is our 3rd string tight end. 3rd and 1 now. And a throw out. Caught. Ed Bacchus down to the 2. And we're getting all sorts of new names in. We're not even done with the 3rd quarter yet. QB blast up the middle. Alexander Newsom scores. And it's a rout here in New Orleans. Not a repeat of the American Championship. This is a blowout. Remember how I said the offense scored 10 points on our starting defense in the 1st quarter? Yeah. I think that's all they're going to score. Jaylen Brown now catch on the outside as we're going to just watch some of the remaining highlights of this game. Screen pass out. Winston Malone with the 1st down. No, actually stopped short. Just doesn't quite have that speed. 2nd and inches. Now 2nd and 10. It's a speed option. Newsom's pitch is bobbled and fumbled and recovered. Tulane now a chance to score once more, but this would not be on the starters. And this catch going to go down to the 3-yard line. I do like in this game, unlike in NCAA 14, they actually check in backups. I don't think they did that in NCAA 14. As this will be a score for a touchdown. Tulane scores another touchdown. But even on our backup defense, I think that's only 2 or 3 scores on the year combined. Now a sack up the middle. That is freshman Trent Godwin, elite development, getting his first collegiate sack. Trent Godwin, I thought about redshirting, but I think with elite development, we just got to play him and see what happens. And he comes up with the play there as Kevin Otis, still in the game for some reason, comes up with the TFL for the turnover on downs, and that is the end of the game. 56-17 your score in this American Championship rematch. Tulane outmatched. It started like Tulane really was going to be the team to go for here. And then the defense just stepped up and the offense was unstoppable. It took AJ Schneider carrying us in the first few drives, but then Cornelius Warren finished with 240 yards, 4 touchdowns in the ground, 1 through the air, 2 scores for AJ Schneider, and an incredible game. Kevin Otis, Morgan Ellington, Zena Umeo Zulu, Trent Godwin, Umeo Zulu, Noble, McGlynn, Vincent, Otis. I mean, it's just domination. And your player of the week, Cornelius Warren III. Chester Willies is visiting next week as we take on our rival Troy. Now, it's not exactly a high-profile matchup for the 4-star gym quarterback, but it's one that, if we can win, should definitely boost us. Louis Samuel, of course, we are also in the lead for. A 91-speed contact seeker. I would be thrilled to get this guy into our program. I'm still wanting that elusive bruisers type player, but I think you just got to take what you can get. Zach Harris, 87-speed pure possession player. I think you could look to go with him tight end. Probably wouldn't go wide receiver, but we'll see. And then looking at the rest of recruiting, we're leading for most of these players. There are a few that we're currently trying to get in the view of. We haven't yet. We'll see what happens in the next few weeks as we take on the Troy Trojans here at home. Of course, this is our annual whiteout game. If it's Troy at home, it's their whiteout game. The whiteout game, battle for the belt, where, of course, we know we have historically in this series taken the belt to their boutoirs. And, of course, the first game of the series was a really close game against Troy, and then since then, it's just been pure domination. Don't expect this one to be any different. Last year, 20-65, Troy still has the all-time series lead at 9-7. I definitely want to keep playing them, even as we grow the talent gap. First run of the day. Austin Clemens takes this for 30, down to the 43-yard line. I want to keep playing Troy. I don't want to stop playing them even when we get that talent gap. As Markel Vincent gets a sack on 2nd and 8. I just think that you need to get those rival wins for both recruiting and also for coach abilities. So I just have to keep it, I think. Now this throw short of a first down, and they'll be 6 yards short of the sticks as Troy gets off the field. Out comes Danny O'Neal and the Jaguars offense. Jelani French definitely the best player on this defense for the Trojans. Run on first down for a yard, and Cornelius Warren III is hurt on the play. O'Neal, slow walk handoff, Winston Malone, he's got it. First down on a 10-yard run, and it's going to be 1st and 10 at the 31 now. O'Neal sprint pass out, and it's a quick throw to Jalen Brown, again getting the start on this game. Expect AJ Schneider to obviously be rotating in very quickly though. We'll keep Cornelius Warren out for now, definitely don't want to rush him back. Now the whip route for backup tight end Dion Carter. And he'll get a first down on a 23-yard pass. 1st and 10, O'Neal drop back, throwing this over the middle again, Carter, and he hangs on a 5-yarder despite the contact. 3rd and 8 now, pass out, Chad Burns wide open on the flats, and Burns will step out at the 24-yard line. So 2nd and 10 now, 24. And it's a throw out into the flats again, Jalen Brown on the bubble. That's going to be a 6-yard gain, now 3rd and 4. Man in motion, flip pass, Chad Burns. Or actually, this is AJ Schneider, sorry, and he's down inside the 10. Makes it 1st and goal at the 9. Now, slow walk handoff, Miles Ahinicho down to the 3, cannot score him. 2nd and goal now. Drop back, O'Neal throwing this one, caught! Dalton Weil falls down for it, gets the touchdown, and the Jaguars strike first in the battle for the belt. 1st and 10 now for Troy. Of course, Thomas McGinn, their quarterback. And this handoff is going nowhere for Austin Clemens as Andy McGlynn's shaken up on the play. And he would come out. 2nd and 8 now. Throwing this one over the middle, and Wallace had coverage, but just blew it there. 1st and 10, definitely something I've got to continue working on. My coverage skills are not very good as TJ Lindsay gets a sack of Thomas McGinn. Now 2nd and 16. McGinn in the gun. Drop back. And throwing this one out into the flats. It's caught. And that'll be nearly a first down for Adam Pemberton, the tight end. 3rd and 3 now. Keeper and McGinn. Not a runner, but he gets this down to the 40. The entire defense was fooled. 3rd and 10 now in the gun. McGinn. Handoff Clemens. Interesting choice. And they'll be 4 yards short of a first down. And without the leg, they'll punt. So 2nd and 13. Bubble screen out. Chad Burns. Burns is going to have about 9. Makes it 3rd and 4. 3rd and 4 for this offense. Handoff. Cornelius Warren up the middle. Warren jukes outside. Warren breaking 3 tacklers and he's gone. Cornelius Warren III. He may just be the Heisman winner again this year. I don't know what to tell you. I'm using Matt 10 sliders. I'm on Heisman. I'm not even cheesing with the toss play anymore. And I wasn't trying to cheese back then either, but I'm not even running it now out of fear of it being cheese. And it doesn't matter. Stepping up and running, Thomas McGlynn, first down to the 30-yard line. We'll start this second quarter off. Troy desperately needing some points against this outmatched or overmatched offense. I guess their offense is overmatched. I don't even know what to say. 3rd and 6 now. McGlynn stepping up and delivering this one for a first down. David Rubin, wide receiver. 1st and 10 at the 45 in the gun. McGlynn, handoff. Taken down for a loss. That's Kevin Otis. Have you heard of him? A.C. Walters. He's only a junior, by the way. 3rd and 6 now. McGlynn running away from pressure. Gets this out and almost makes the throw to Pemberton. Almost the best play of the day for Troy. 1st and 10. Slow walk. Cornelius Warren will get about 5. He's up to 80 yards rushing on the day. 2nd and 5 now. Handoff. And Warren with the space and with the speed. 20-10. And this defense is not fast enough. Warren's not even the fastest east-west playmaker I've ever had. But he's faster than this whole defense is. Cornelius Warren, the Tulsa product, having a fantastic season so far. Bubble screen out. Chad Burns. Burns inside the 25 down to the 17. And O'Neal has eclipsed 100 yards today. Definitely a rarity these days in the offense. Now throwing this one out. And a floater. I think that was meant to be a bullet pass. Is Ryan Howerton shaking up on the play? That is huge news. 2nd and 10 now. Slow walk. Keeper O'Neal and it's blown up. I have seen this happen sometimes on that play. I don't know what that means. I guess I'm making the wrong read. Now dropping back and getting hit. One of the rare times we've seen Danny O'Neal drop back like that this season. Kick is up for Davis Little, and this time it is good. So the Jags take a 24-0 lead. Back on offense now. Sacked again. This time, Raheem Stroud up the middle. We ran a safety blitz, and he gets to the quarterback. Now 3rd and 18. Play fake. Throwing this one up and broken up and almost intercepted. Stroud, you got to lay out for that one, man. 1st and 10 back on offense. O'Neal. Look at this drop back. What is he doing? Throws it back across his body, and it's caught Marcus Helm in double coverage as O'Neal's hit down and shaken up on the play. 2nd and 9 now. Newsom checks in. He's gotten a lot of run to start this year, and he will take this one for a 10-yard gain. I thought he was going to break that one for 6. 3rd and inches now. Handoff. Warren. Warren up the middle. Gets down to the 20, and he's up to 150 on the first half. Play fake to Warren. And throwing this one to the end zone. Intercepted. We had Dalton Weil breaking open on the other side. And on that kind of crossing route concept, we should have hit the other one. Keeper now for McGlynn. Taken down in the backfield. That's actually that's Tavion Wallace. 3rd and 7 now. Drop back McGlynn. Hit as he throws. But Wallace gets beat on the route by David Rubin. Actually, that was really me getting beat on the route. 2nd down and 7 now. Drop back McGlynn. Hit as he throws. Gets this one out. And Jameel Mangold gets beat on the route. Adam Pemberton. I'm not even sure how he managed to mess that one up. 1st and 10. Nobody to throw to. Ball's on the ground. It's picked up. Markel Vincent with the strip. TJ Lindsey with the recovery. And the Jaguars take over. Could be the last possession of the first half. Keeper on the read option. Newsom sliding down at the 29. They go no huddle here. 2nd and 6. Handoff up the middle. Warren to the 5 to the 3. And Warren is almost at 175 for the game. Incredible stuff. Newson to the end zone. Caught, touchdown. Chad Burns. I think Alexander Newson has been a really, really good relief quarterback for us this season. So 3rd and 3. Back on offense with 30 seconds left and sacked once again. That is Markel Vincent and TJ Lindsey combining for a half sack apiece. And we would get the ball back. 15 seconds left. Newson stepping up in the pocket and running. Gets down to the 39-yard line with 10 seconds left. Now 6, 5, 4. Newson over the air. Caught Marcus Helm. And we get the timeout call before it hits zeros. So Davis Little can kick this one up and through the uprights. And we will end the half with a monstrous lead on the Troy Trojans. I mean, this was utter domination. Not that it wasn't expected. 34-0 in the battle for the belt. 173 on the ground on 25 a carry for Cornelius Warren. 25 a carry. He's only got 7 attempts. 2nd down and 9 now on offense in this half as dropback McGlynn. Nobody open. He's sacked once again. Markel Vincent's 3rd of the game. This is just sad to watch for Troy. It's just not something they can compete in anymore. McGlynn rolling out now, and you got to throw the ball at some point, man. Sacked again. Kevin Otis now at the sack, and that's going to be a 3 and out. Now, the offense would stagnate for the first 2 drives for the Jaguars as TJ Lindsey now gets a 6-yard sack, but unfortunately for Troy, their offense hasn't ever gotten off the ground. 3rd and 14 for McGlynn, stepping up, throwing this one, and throws it right to Tavion Wallace. Wallace with the lane to the end zone. There are flags on the field. Let's see what they are. But right now, McGlynn got hit as he threw, and I think this is going to be holding. Holding on the offense, so Tavion Wallace's pick 6 stands. Just domination from the defense today. Now you're seeing some backups rotate in. Morgan Ellington taking full-time corner duties. We'll see Jamil Mangold checking into the game now. Alani Kalawaya checking in as the free safety in the place of Rakeem Stroud. Now 1st and 10, pump fake throwing out into the flats and taken down for a loss. That's Landry Wells, one of our backup cornerbacks. 3rd and 4 now, airing this one out down the field, broken up. That was Morgan Ellington in coverage. Now 2nd down and 10 on offense. Newson going to roll out, escapes pressure, and the blitz is picked up. And Newson jukes inside for a 9-yard run. 3rd and 1 at the 31. Jumbo set, handoff up the middle. Alani Frazier, the contact seeker freshman. We get 4 games of him as we sneak for a 1st down there. 4 games of him before we burn his red shirt. So we're going to try to get him in this game and then see 3 other games. Newson now reversing field. Wrong read. Doesn't hand it off. And he'll instead take this for 6. Alexander Newson. You just don't get that from Danny O'Neal. You can't. And now he's hitting the Heisman pose. Young man, stop it. That should be bench worthy. 3rd and 10 now on offense. And somehow getting this over the head of Alani Kalawaya, who is right in the right place for coverage. And I just don't know how to get him to pick the ball off there. I really got to do more practice on defense, as this will be a sack. TJ Lindsey's still in the game. I like to keep some starters in so that it's not a complete drop-off. And now the handoff, Alani Frazier up the middle. Big run of 20 now to the 38-yard line. So 1st and 10 Jaguars. Get to watch just the remaining highlights of this blowout. Handoff up the middle, Miles Ahinicho for 6 yards. It'll be 3rd and 3. 3rd and 3 now. Throwing this one out. Caught Ed Bacchus. What a catch. Bad throw from Alexander Newson. And now throwing the slant. Intercepted. Bad throw again, Jaylen Brown. So that is what you get from Alexander Newson. You'll get some really errant throws. He's definitely... Basically, I made the mistake of transforming him into a QB after his redshirt year. If I did it his true freshman year, he wouldn't have had skill caps. Now this run for Alani Frazier is ripped off to the 40, the 30, but not the speed to take it to the house. Gets knocked out of bounds at the 7-yard line, but Alani Frazier, 60-yard run. Keeper Alexander Newson tries to dive into the end zone. Oh, young man, just lower your shoulders. Now Newson runs it in, though. We'll get him a score nonetheless, and he has over 5 rushing touchdowns to start this year. In just 4 games, it's been incredible to watch. Newson now with 30 seconds left. This will be our final few plays. Throwing this one on AJ Schneider on the cross pattern down to the 10. First and goal at the 9-yard line, and that'll basically end the game. We get one more play. Handoff, Alani Frazier up the middle. Can't get to the end zone. I should have reached the ball out. That is the final play of the game, and the Jaguars. I think this is my first ever shutout on this channel. If you know better, let me know. I'm not going to go back and watch all of my videos to see, but I'm almost certain. First ever shutout. Olympia, Hollister, MacIntyre, Las Vegas Raiders, UTEP. I think that's it. Amazing game from the Jaguars. The defense is the best we've seen it in this series, and the offense has found its footing without some of the star players they had in the last few years. I think we might actually be more balanced and more dangerous on offense. You can't expect anything from this offense. We're just hitting you with all these different styles of plays that look the same, and I love the 2 tight end sets. The Jaguars are victorious 55-0. Great to see Tavion Wallace in his senior season getting an interception for a touchdown. I think he's been a really good addition so far. Newsom with a $125 on the day. Frazier even almost hits 100 yards. We have 400 yards rushing on the team. Now, the passing yards isn't there. I think our pass game has been great. The yardage isn't there, and that might hurt some of our play styles, deal breakers. And I don't know what to do about that, because I think our passing game has been solid. I really have no complaints about it. But we're just not getting the yards, as Chester Willies liked what he saw in that domination of a rival. He has signed on. The Jim backfield creator will be our potentially quarterback of the future. We know he's at least going to have impact dev. And then Louis Samuel and Zach Harris was still leading for. And the big one to watch out for here, Theo Garrison. Alabama has a lead on him and a visit. Can we take back the lead on Theo Garrison? I don't know. Now, we have scouted him. He's a really good player. We have the grades on him. One of them's a D+. So I'm going to try a sway. And we'll see if we can sway him and get him to have new preferences. Thank you so much for watching, everyone. I hope you had a good time watching. Please leave a like if you did enjoy it. And I will see you next time. Happy Thanksgiving, everyone. Have a good one.